friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily if you are new here. So, long story short, hopefully, I'm a chatty Cathy, so I tend to be long-winded. I did a video yesterday and I recorded it and I put it up about my friend Roger getting me my special plant, my philodendron Jose. That meant the world to me, and I know you all know this already, but that is a very vulnerable place for me to be. And currently I'm in therapy and learning to accept others' love, because it's very easy for me to love and give to others. And so my friend Ellen, I've given a special shout out to her, amazing woman, has some of the most beautiful plants. I have plant envy over her, not in a bad way, but I've gotten a lot of plant ideas of what I want to accumulate in my collection later on. And in the comments below, if you look, Ellen comments about that this was perfect timing, about me opening up about getting gifts. Ellen's already given me more than what I even expected. I don't expect anything from anyone. And she purchased, is it 3 or 4? I think she purchased 4 books for me to go through and read. I love history. I love learning about ancestry and how we learned how to do things back in the past. I love it all. And I know I'm talking a lot. Ellen, I guess, ended up purchasing something. I don't know what it is. It's from California. It is a box. My guesses are maybe a plant. I don't know. This is extremely overwhelming for me right now. I can't express it enough. I never imagined that Roger and Renee were going to get me a philodendron Jose. And this was very unexpected. But I'm wanting to open this again on film. This isn't to brag to anyone else. This isn't to show in any way, shape, or form like ha 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 kind of a thing. I appreciate my family here on YouTube, my friends, my close friends, my family. I try to express that through my videos, if you can tell. So I'm gonna try real hard not to cry, because you're talking and seeing a girl who used to never cry about anything because I thought it was weakness. And now I feel like I'm a blabbering like person who's like drowning in tears. What's therapy doing to me? But here we go. Ellen, I am beyond the moon. You'll hear me say that a lot. Surprised, excited, blessed to meet and know and talk to people like you, like Roger, like Myra, like Davi. I know I'm forgetting others, my subscribers, my friends. I'm not on here to get super high subscriptions or people subscribing to me. That's not why I did this. This has helped me through my therapy, through healing. It's helped me in more ways than people even know. So I don't do this to tell you like, it's not a popularity thing for me. In fact, I do the complete opposite, because I like to do the things that aren't so popular and things that aren't talked about in real life. So that's what you're gonna find on my channel. Anyways, okay. Let's get into the video. Let's do this. So I opened the package up. This is what's on top. It came from California. I'm gonna get my spectacles on. I know Ellen is probably waiting for me. She messaged me and said that I had a delivery from her. I am nervous. I am not gonna lie. Okay, so here's some paper. It's a male who looks like sent this. I got some really soft like quilt batting in here. I might save this for my friend who does sewing. She makes all kinds of quilts and blankets a lot of the time. Okay, I got a whole bunch of it here, guys. Okay. Okay, my heart's beating pretty fast right now. Okay, here it is. Okay, just making sure I got everything. Okay. I know everyone has commented. I've had a few subscribers tell me that they just want to reach into the camera and rip apart my plant mail because I'm very slow. I just don't want to hurt the plant. I'm kind of OCD about cleaning up after myself and opening up boxes. Okay, here's the plant, or what I think is a plant. How about I have you guys see it before me? I'm gonna try to do this. Can you see it yet? Because I can't see anything I'm doing. Okay, do you see it? Okay, I don't see anything yet. Okay, you guys probably couldn't see it either. Oh, I don't want to hurt it. Okay, I have to put it down. Oh. This is what I'm seeing, it looks like a syngonium. Is this a syngonium? I'm pretty sure this is. This is freaking ginormous. I don't have a syngonium. Is this a syngonium or is this the... Okay, I'm gonna take a check at the roots real quick because I know that's gotta be a syngonium. That's the same shape as my other ones. Okay, this is really healthy. This is really healthy. I think I commented on this plant in one of Ellen's videos, and I'm pretty sure this is a syngonium. Okay, I'm gonna take a check at the roots real quick. This is huge. Am I wrong? There's gotta be, did he write on the paper and say what this was? Okay, hold on. I have 2 rooted cuttings that came from a very freaking large plant. Here is one of them. It looks like a big donkey. Or a fish that goes this way, or also a donkey's head or a rabbit's head that goes that way. It is got some beautiful roots on this guy right here. Ellen, I cannot believe you did this for me. This plant is going to get huge. You can already tell by the size of leaf that is on here. And this is the other cutting as well. Nice, healthy roots. I'm going to plant this up in an aeroid mix. And then we are going to go from there. And then I'll stick him underneath a grow light. I need to get more grow lights so bad. This is amazing. Ellen, this means a lot to me. I love this plant. It's absolutely gorgeous. It reminds me a lot of a philodendron. The markings on the leaves remind me almost of the mommy philodendron, even though it's like the same, the wrong color, wrong shape. But the leaves of this look huge. I want to get them potted up, make sure that they're safe, potted up, healthy, happy. And I'm gonna try to do a pot with me video really quick after this is over. I'm gonna pot these up with you, and then I will show you what they look like in their pot at the end. Ellen, I can't tell you how grateful I am, how blessed I have felt this week, how overwhelmed with emotions and friendship and love. It's not easy for me, but I appreciate everything. So I will be back shortly to show you what I'm going to pot her up in. Okay, so I have my pot here, this tiny little pot. Now the reason why I'm doing only this is probably about a 3.5 inch or maybe a 3-inch pot, maybe a little bit more, I don't know. I was wrong about this plant. This is actually a floppy philodendron. I will put the name of this plant right below. You will be able to see what philodendron this is, but I will go by the floppy philodendron. It is a meandering philodendron that does well climbing up a moss pole, or if you live in a subtropical or tropical climate that doesn't get too cold, they do well climbing up trees. Now, the potting soil that I love using is called Happy Frog. That is a pretty legit potting soil. It does not turn into mud, basically. So yeah, I was wrong. This is a philodendron. I absolutely love this plant. And from the pictures, this looks like a juvenile plant. This plant came from, his name is Jimmy. He has a YouTube channel. I will link it down below. It is called, he works in the neonatal department in the hospital. I am subscribed to him, I believe, and if not, I'm gonna be. I left one comment on one of his videos about humidity and misting the plants. Monstera House, I believe that's his YouTube channel. Really cool guy, but this is where this plant actually came from. I will be doing more research, but I basically give a lot of my philodendrons the same kind of care unless it requires something else. So the root system on these guys is not very large whatsoever, and that is why I'm using a tiny little pot, because I want them to be not tight, but pretty snug for their root system in there. Aeroids, and I also know that alocasias or colocaceas like to have a little bit of tight feet, not root bound, but pretty snug. I figured while I'm potting up, I've never really done a pot with me and talking at the same time. And so I figured that this would be a perfect opportunity before my home gets noisy with everyone coming home for the evening. We have our first meeting with David's therapist for ABA therapy tonight. Tonight is Friday. In the very beginning of my plant collecting, I wanted to share this with all of you. Right around the same time I started my therapy for trauma and finding out through trauma therapy that I have a lot more damage done to me than what I even knew. I think that happens to a lot of us, that we don't know what kind of pain and trauma we have in our lives until we actually start to dive in deeper into our background, our past, our parents, how we view people. Children are like wet cement. Whatever falls on them makes a huge impression. So through this learning experience, this may sound really weird to some of you, but I believe that my body, my mind, and my spirit needed something around the time I started my trauma therapy. I went to a nursery with a friend, my friend Stacy, and it was the same month that I started my therapy. We went to a nursery. I already had a snake plant at home because at this time I was selling doTERRA essential oils. That's kind of put on halt, even though if you're interested, just let me know. I can hook you up. But I started the same time I started therapy. I got a snake plant. I was watching a beautiful woman named Ange Peters here on YouTube, who is a millionaire in doTERRA. She lives in Canada. Love her style of teaching. I love the way she talks to people, how encouraging she is. And she was talking one time on a house tour, because she had a new house built in Canada, about houseplants and about how essential oils don't also affect the atmosphere, but the type of houseplants that you have also help the atmosphere and the air quality in your home. And basically from there, I got a snake plant, started looking into collecting them. My interest was piqued. I wanted to continue to get different houseplants, but not because I didn't even know the effect that they would have had on me, or they were going to have on me. Started getting I got a peace lily next, and then I got a Brazil philodendron, and then my friend took me to a nursery, lo and behold, and I gravitated towards one of the prettiest plants I think I had ever seen, and it was a medallion calathea. Go figure, huh? I was very attracted to it. I didn't know how high maintenance the calathea family, the prayer plant family, were. I got confused. I didn't know what was going on with the plant. I brought it home. And then I ended up watching video after video after video about taking care of calatheas. I first found Christian this was a little over a year ago, found Christian off of the Crazy Plant Guy. And then immediately after that, I found Hannah from Tropical Plant Addict. When my friend took me to that nursery, it was all just discovery after that, discovery after discovery. My body, I knew what it needed, and it was houseplants. And in this whole therapeutic trauma, everything that I have been experiencing, I know without a shadow of a doubt that this is exactly what my body needed for parts of my healing. Started collecting houseplants. As of today, I have over 100 I just reached over 100 houseplants, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. And that is kind of the backstory of how I got into plant collecting and loving my plants, nurturing my plants. And I can't tell people how much plants mean to me. I don't do this for a popularity contest. I don't do YouTube to see, like I mentioned, how many subscribers I can get or have. I think a lot of us are on YouTube for the wrong reasons, but that's just my opinion. I have found some of the kindest people on here, friends, who are closer to me now than my own family members are. I left on Facebook, I left a comment. I let people know what was going on with my post-traumatic stress disorder. And it's just really cool how everything has been working out for me. My husband has a joke now that whenever I get stressed out or I'm checked out after therapy, or if I'm in an angry mood or I'm triggered, or however you want to say it, he tells me to go, he goes, go to your plant room. Even though I don't think it's funny at the time. Oh, this thing has a new growth. Yay. Awesome. Even though at the time I don't think it's very funny, because that's not a joke to me. But I can laugh about it a little bit now, because when I am stressed out, oh, poopy, I go to my plant room and I check out there. That's really what drove my, I don't want to even say addiction, but my love for plants, my passion, my hobby. I have now, and this isn't to toot my own horn, I have gotten offered 2 jobs, one at a nursery right down the road from me. And then just the other day, me and my husband were at the hardware store called McClendon's here in Puyallup, and I was in the plant section. What I did not know is the owner of the garden section, or the manager, was right there, and I had the green ZZ plant because I loved the Raven ZZ so much that I got from Myra, from Just Myra, her channel, that I wanted the green one as well. So I went and purchased the green ZZ plant from McClendon's because I knew that they had a nice healthy one, because Lowe's tends to overwater their houseplants sometimes. And the ones that I saw at Lowe's were definitely overwatered. And ZZ plants, you don't want to do that too, because you can drown them. They're like snake plants, so they get root rot really easily. So I saw a really nice one that was not overwatered at McClendon's. I grabbed it, and the manager of the gardening section came up to me and goes, and she was a female, and she goes, you know, if you want one of the easiest houseplants to take care of, that's your plant right there. And I had the ZZ in my hand. Sorry, I'm gonna have to use my, okay. And I was like, yes. And I said that I am addicted to houseplants. And I said, my friend got me a Raven ZZ. I didn't mention that I had a YouTube channel. And she goes, oh, okay. And she was like, well, I'm trying to get more exotic plants in my collection. And she goes, you know, the split leaf. And I said, yes, it's a monstera deliciosa. And she was like, yes. And then the Swiss cheese plant. I said, yes, Adansonii. And so I was just kind of naming off all the plants that I knew that she was talking about. She goes, if you are ever looking for a job or something to do, because I said I was a stay-at-home mama, she goes, if you're ever looking for a job, please come see me. And I was kind of shocked, and my husband was there with me, and I was like, I will definitely do that. So once Charlie is back in school, hopefully she'll remember me and we can talk about me getting a little job at a hardware store working with plants, which would be, I know that seems like not a big deal to other people, but I would love something like that where it doesn't require a whole lot of eyesight and it doesn't, it's just something that I'll be able to do and something that I will love to be able to do. Yeah. So that's a little bit about me. It is hard to talk and chew gum. Okay, don't laugh. Okay, there we go. At the same time, and then she even asked me about, do you know what kind of pests to look for? And I said, oh yeah, systemic powder is my best friend. And neem oil with my spray solution now that I have started using. I used a spray solution that was too strong on my plants and I ended up burning the leaves. I then did Angie's Jungle. Her name is Angie. I love her. Angie, if you're watching, thank you. Your spray solution and your measurements were right on. Like, they were perfect and it didn't burn my leaves. They didn't cause anyone to die. Where the other one that I had copied the same recipe, she's pretty popular here on YouTube, but I copied the recipe and it actually ended up killing and damaging a lot of my calatheas. So, alrighty, my friends, I'm gonna get him watered just a tad, and then I'm going to sprinkle, well, I'll first probably sprinkle a little bit of systemic powder. I don't want to cover up I don't want to cover too much where he's going to rot his stems. So just get a hair bit more. So Jimmy and my friend Ellen lives in Berlin, Germany. So she worked with Jimmy from the Monstera house. Sorry, Jimmy, if I'm saying that wrong, if you watch this. But Legends of Monstera. There we go. That's his YouTube channel. Legends of Monstera. It just came to me, guys. Sorry. But just a big shout out to you. My plant, my floppy philodendron, came in beautiful condition. I am going to take good care of him and see what happens. And I will keep you guys updated. I will do a close-up for all of you once he's watered, when I have a little bit of systemic powder added to him. And we will go from there.